Welcome back to the channel. So listen, we're seeing tons of companies get interested in XRP. We saw like 2 companies come out last week saying that they want to hold XRP to some capacity or work with it. We're seeing companies working on the XRPL. This is no different. We're seeing evidence here, right? With your own 2 eyes. This article is titled Guggenheim Treasury Services to issue digital commercial paper on the XRP ledger. Every day we're seeing more and more activity. This is accelerating very quickly, is it not? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Sorry, I'm gonna get my gladiator on. How many people actually that popped in their head that's from Gladiator? Anyway, let me read this little tidbit. With over $280 million of volume to date, the Zeconomy Power DCP marks the first, not the last, the first native issuance of digital commercial paper on the XRP ledger. You tell me XRP is not on fire right now. The XRP ledger is building and building and building. Watch what the companies are doing right next to the banks. Because I'm here for that bank money. By the way, hit that like button. Boom. Boom. Don't wait. Boom. Right there. Boom. Say the sound with it. Boom. If you like this content, that is. But folks, right next to the banks, because I'm here for that bank money. I don't know about you. We're all in this for different reasons, not financial advice. But right next to the banks, those huge trillions, that continuous flow that is coming, in my humble opinion, that is coming. You've got the businesses. You have to watch they're sitting on trillions. They're sitting on trillions. They're weak. They're there for the taking. You see everybody feasting. If you're reading the articles, you're seeing all the activity happening with Solana. They're putting the bib on right now, getting ready to feast. You see what's been happening with Chainlink. You see what's happening on the XRP ledger. You see what's happening even with Algorand. I showed you that article, right? There's more. You see what's happening with Cardano. You see what's happening with Hedera. They're all getting their plate ready. And yes, this is the visualization that I'm building because it conveys the point. It makes the impact. They're getting their plates ready so they can feast. And those who are in, whether it was 4 years ago, 2 years ago, even right now, I know it's hard to accept. I know some people want to hold on. They think it's late. They want to believe it's late. It's not. You heard it from the horse's mouth. David Schwartz came out. He did like those 2. I don't know if they're interviews or posts on X. I don't know where they're coming from, but they put those articles out over the last week. He spoke twice powerfully. And what did he say that everyone else is saying? This is the nascent phase. Nascent beginning? We're still at the beginning. Why? Let's be logical here. Why are we still at the beginning? What is the proof of that? Because all of the big catalysts are still there. We're still going up the steps to get to those big catalysts, to actuate them, to benefit from the fruits of those things. That hasn't happened yet. So what has happened so far? Is it cool? Yes. Is it nice? Yes. Beautiful? Yes. Has there been a lot of profits made already? Not from XRP, because I don't play with the bank coins, but like even Bitcoin, etc. A lot of those other coins that are not bank coins, they've been in play. A lot of profit has been made. So even if you're satisfied with that, you've made a good amount, you feel happy with that, that's nothing. That does not negate the truth. It doesn't stop the truth that the big explosion has not happened yet. You can't get around it. No matter what catalyst you look at, bank coin catalyst remain. Bitcoin catalyst, non-bank coin catalyst remain. Here's something very light for you. Keep in mind. And I like how they always bury this information. A couple articles will pop out and then all of a sudden it just fades away. There was a country talking about, there was 2 bank coins. One of them was XRP. This was in the last maybe 2.5 weeks. I covered the article here. There was a country talking about XRP for their digital stockpile, one. And then there was another country, or was it a company, talking about Solana. Listen, folks, The big timers are getting ready. They know what's coming. I'll give you another example of how they know it's coming. They're not playing any games. They're covering their ears. They're not listening to any of this, verbiage that would put waves in their ocean and shake them up. They don't get shaken because they stay focused and locked in like a lion on a stake, ready to pounce. They know what's coming. I'm going to give you a lighter example. I'm going to step away from the bank coins because at this point that may be too easy to discuss. Did you see the article from yesterday with the Bitcoin person? The Bitcoin person went like 20x long or something like that. And they put massive amount of value. Why? You think that they're doing that to lose money? They're here to lose money? Listen, one thing I can tell you about big money people, I can tell from dealing with them, experiencing being in those environments, they literally hate to lose money. They're snapping off. I'm like, calm down. So I know just from my experience, and maybe you've experienced different. Sure, that's definitely possible. No two eyes see alike, and a person never steps into the same river twice. It's always different. Change is the only constant. I know that. But I have to go by my experience. They are not here to lose money. BlackRock's not here to lose money. That big timer the other day, not here to lose money. All these companies and nations are not here to lose money. They only get in right before a massive explosion when they're absolutely certain those prices are going way up there. Way up there. They're looking for something that's bigger than a skyrocket. These are billion-dollar companies, million-dollar companies. Folks, there's something major. Hit that like button. Boom. Just tap that like button. Make the sound effects when you do it. Boom. Be cool. Be free. Fly free. Don't let the world constrain you. I can't make sounds. You gotta let go of the facade. Live a little bit. Let's read a little bit more of this. So, wow. With over $280 million volume to date, we read that little piece there. Let's go back. Let us go back here because I'm experiencing a problem with this with this webpage. So let's go here to ripple.com since the regular website, I don't know, they're having a problem. Let's go to ripple.com and read it directly from them. Thank you, Ripple. I like that. I'm not going to lie. I like that company. I do. Because they make it easy to find information, albeit not information that's in their NDAs. They're not supposed to. You're not supposed to know that behind the scenes stuff that people try to leak, but you can't verify, so you can't talk about it. But they try. Some people try. They're like, I heard this behind the scenes. They reach out to you. You don't know who the heck they are, but people, they claim they have information. So now, just a little random tidbits. Why not? It's all useful, I'm telling you. So now, this article says from ripple.com, digital commercial paper DCP, a fixed income asset secured by U.S. Treasuries and rated Prime 1 by Moody's, is now live on the XRP ledger, a public blockchain built for the efficient tokenization of real world assets. When I read stuff like that, my mind automatically interprets it. This is my interpretation. It's now live on the XRPL for a public blockchain built for people, regular people, to get their hands on a special asset called XRP that will absolutely burst their pockets because there's just too much value they're going to make. They're probably going to cash out, and the knots of cash that they're going to have is just going to be too big. That's just what my brain says. I like to enjoy myself. I do. That makes it much more interesting. Who wants a boring life or read boring stuff? So yeah, my mind interprets it that way. Although I gave you both. I read the boring part and then I gave you my interpretation. But that's legit. Same way with gold. It's legit. So it says here, I just make it fun. Administered by Guggenheim Treasury Services, one of the largest independent commercial paper platform managers in the world, an indirect wholly owned subsidiary of Guggenheim Capital LLC, DCP is tokenized, issued and managed through the Zeconomy platform. On the XRPL, DCP will leverage the network's faster settlement, boom, lower transaction costs, boom, and 24/7 accessibility. Hit that like button, boom. See how I slid that in? That was smooth, right? That was real smooth. You didn't expect that. Come on, now give me some credit. I'm just playing with it for now. I'm just playing with that. I hope that. What can you do? Some people are going to like certain things, some people not. I have to be myself. You just have to be yourself in life. Modernizing how commercial paper is issued, transacted, and integrated into global treasury and liquidity systems. This expansion on the XRPL builds on the DCP's initial launch in September 2024, which has already processed $280 million in issuance. DCP is fully backed by maturity match U.S. Treasury securities and is offered daily at custom maturities of up to 397 days. The asset has received a Prime 1 rating by Moody's, the highest rating. Available for a short-term debt instrument, DCP is issued through a bankruptcy remote SPV, Great Bridge Capital Company, established by Guggenheim Treasury Services to ensure investor protections, and is tokenized and managed through Zeconomy's platform, which provides robust infrastructure, integration services, and comprehensive digital asset governance. On the XRPL, DCP can provide institutional clients with a highly efficient treasury management solution that can be integrated into existing cross-border payment flows. I'm telling you, that interoperability is major when you're looking at global reach. We need that. That ensures that all the value from everywhere that could possibly be squeezed out of the global sponge can flow through the XRPL. But it's not just the XRPL, is it? The XRPL, Hedera, Chainlink, Solana, Stellar, it doesn't matter. All those companies that are wise and they have interoperability. One, they have liquidity. Two, they're easily able to be integrated, which is what a lot of the big companies we've been reading are requesting. They're going to be able to thrive. It's just a matter of them executing, closing the deals, bringing in a partnership. That's all they have to do. That's easy. When you have such a dominant offering, product, it's easy to sell it. It sells itself, folks. I'm telling you. You just have to know. This is like these companies having these mechanisms, as well as those native cryptos are so important. People don't get it. They're just so used to it. They're downplaying it. They're numb. It happens after a while. It's like when people are in a relationship for a long time, and at first they're all lovey. I love you. I love you. They're all in love and all this. And then after a while, it starts wearing off. You just saw the person so much. At first you're like, my dear, how has the day been to thee? That's when they first met them. Then after a while, it wears down, and you're just like, "Sup? How you doing? What's going on? What's good?" Right? That's what it's like now. Pardon me, and pardon you too. You got there was some pollen or something, some dust. You were working in your garden today. Yes, you were. Don't lie. Yeah, your hands got dirty today. You dig your hands in that dirt. Yes, you did. Don't worry about it. It was good. You did good work today. You did good work. The farmer pushes his wheel every day. That phrase is powerful. That means we do work every day. Work is good. It pushes us forward. That's how we climb the mountain. But anyway, getting back to this. There's been a lot of pollen around here lately. I'm going to tell you right now. I didn't realize rose bushes took so long to grow either. I got that new rose bush outside. And I was expecting to see it bloom in a couple of weeks, and then I went and did my research. I know, Mick, how did you not do your research? Well, I never said I'm a pro gardener. I'm new to this. Let me learn. And I looked, and it was like, whoa, it takes some time. Oh boy, come on, man! I wanted to see some beautiful roses right now, right now. Oh man, we got a lot of other nice, beautiful plants out there. Got hibiscus and everything out there, so those are going to sprout. And there's something else. I can't remember. I think I have tulips out there also. I don't know. I took a bunch of seeds over the years, and I've just been sprinkling them all over the place. I don't know what they are. Just buy them. They're pretty. I buy them. I sprinkle the seeds. They grow. You want to be real? That's what I did. And now I'll just maintain them. So now getting back to this, because you're distracting me. Stop that. You're distracting me. All right. So things are looking great with XRP. Let's move on here. Get to a little bit more news. Let's see if we can squeeze this in very quickly, because there is so much activity going on, folks. If this is not an exciting time for you, I don't know what to tell you. Circle shares keep surging as Ripple partner joins frenzy. It's a Circle shares keep rallying as Ripple partner SBI. SBI is rearing its head, popping. They're popping out. Sometimes you got to pop out and show certified boogie, man. I'm the one off the, I don't know. You know that Kendrick song? I almost got the lyrics all messed up. Dang. I almost had to hand in my rap card. You're like, Mick, you can rap. Are you serious right now? I'm well diversified. Well diversified. You can't be serious. I can almost do anything I want to do. Yeah. Like, share in that confidence with me. Share in that. We can do whatever we want to do. Put your mind to it. Anyway, SBI is popping out. It says backs the USDC push in Japan. The shares of Circle surged sharply higher on Monday, reaching a new all-time high of $138.57 before giving up some of their gains. All right. Circle's IPO was a blockbuster success. Some now consider it to be one of the strongest billion-dollar IPO launches in years. On the first day, shares opened at $69. All right. And closed first day at $83.23, recording a surge of 169% from the IPO price of $31 per share. What the heck am I going to title this video? Every day there's something big happening, and I got to rack my brain and think of a title. I mean, this day is huge also. So much happening. What did I title the video yesterday? Like maybe Ripple drops a bomb. I like that title. But you can't use it too many times. See, the pains of being a video maker. You got to come up with titles all the time that are accurate. This is another one that was another bomb dropped. You can't use it 3 times. Ripple drops another bomb. Help me out with a title. According to Renaissance Capital, this was the largest first day pop for a $1 billion IPO in more than 30 years. Let's get to SBI's part. That's why I'm really interested in. No disrespect, I'm not concerned about Circle at all, unless Ripple acquires them. Other than that, I'm not concerned with Circle or stable coins or any of that illusion that they have. They can't survive without the bank coins because they need the liquidity. If not, they're going to be depegged, period. As simple as that. The financial ecosystems in the world, I'm not joking when I talk about these things. I'm very serious. I might, a little charisma here and there. I sprinkle that in, and I like to have a good time, but I'm very serious about that. When bank runs begin, and it's inevitable, because that facade, they can't keep it up for much longer, in my humble opinion, especially with a lot of these powerful entities around the world now saying how they claim that they want to do better with their budgeting. Okay, if that's the case, then there's about to be a problem. It's just that simple, unless they find another way to manipulate the system. And when that happens, the fiat currencies, the run that happens on fiat currencies will affect the stable coins. It's a very that's why you have to stay privy to what's going on, because if that does happen, if I had stable coins, I'm getting rid of those before that time. As soon as I seen the big timers, liquidating a lot of things or pulling their capital, I'm getting rid of those stable coins because they're going to be depegged. And if you remember what happened last time, they were freezing everything in sight. You couldn't access anything that was in stable coins. So they're a dangerous asset to be holding, like long term, if you're not following the economy. Simple as that. You have major capital in them. So that's something to keep in mind. You think not, look into it. Look at what happened with SVB, Silvergate Bank, and all those banks went down, and there were bank runs. I think it was in 2023. Look it up if you weren't around, and you're gonna read it for yourself. And then also type in what happened to stablecoin, depegs, bank runs, something like that. Type that in, and then take a look at those. Now let's continue on here. SBI. In other news, so that's why I don't worry about those too much. I'm not too interested. In other news, SBI Holdings, which is a longtime partner of enterprise blockchain company Ripple and SBI Shinsei Bank, have invested a combined $50 million in Circle, aiming to capitalize on the hype surrounding the company. Circle now has direct access to the burgeoning Japanese market via SBI VC Trade. All right, let's close out here today. Let's see. We have I actually think we have a lot of Bitcoin news, actually. And I will be making some more posts in the members only section tonight. Make sure that you look out for those, okay? Give those a read. I want to see which one is the most potent. I want to give you the best of the absolute best. Bitcoin accelerates or Bitcoin skyrockets? Let's go here to Bitcoin skyrockets. It sounds better. The energy is more powerful to me. When I read a sentence, I assess it like that. Bitcoin skyrockets past $108,000 amid U.S.-China tariff discussions. All right, what's happening with that? The market's leading cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, experienced a notable spike on Monday, surging past the $108,000 mark after a period of consolidation between $100,000 and $106,000 for the past week. This surge comes as key officials from the United States and China prepare for critical trade negotiations in London aimed at addressing ongoing tensions and salvaging, quote, a fragile trade agreement, unquote. Didn't I say this weeks ago, maybe months back? And I said that a lot of what happens is posturing until they bring each other to the table. Any of these world powers, because they need each other. They're so intertwined. They all need each other. There's no way they can stay enemies for very long. And I mean, as far as economically speaking. So now it continues on. The cryptocurrency gained 2% on Monday, briefly touching a peak of $108,900 before settling back slightly. This uptick reflects growing investor optimism regarding the potential resolution of trade disputes between the U.S. and China. One of his largest trading partners, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and China's Vice Premier for Economic Policy, He Lifeng, are set to lead their respective delegations in discussions that begin Monday and are expected to continue into Tuesday, as reported by Fortune. All right, there we go. So I guess we'll see what comes out of that. But it seems people are excited about this. Personally, I like to see results first. I have to see something solid first. When it comes to things like this, I know how these things can turn around very, very quickly. I try not to get too excited, but all right, I understand it. So now, hey, let's squeeze in one more. We have time for another one. Let's go here and see what's going on with this. So now this article is titled, "The Blockchain Group Accelerates Bitcoin Treasury Strategy with 300 million euro raise." Whoa, I told you these companies are serious. On June 9th, 2025, the Blockchain Group announced a 300 million euro capital increase program in partnership with TOBAM. I don't know how to want that pronounced, marking one of the largest flexible funding facilities in the European public markets dedicated to scaling a Bitcoin treasury. The raise is structured as an, quote, ATM at the market offering, allowing TOBAM to subscribe daily for ordinary shares at a price based on the higher of the previous day's closing price or volume weighted average price. Each tranche is capped at 21% of the day's trading volume. This provides a disciplined mechanism to increase capital over time without disrupting market dynamics. TOBAM, a strategic long-term backer. TOBAM, a Paris-based asset manager, has been a strategic investor in the blockchain group since 2017. All right, that's no disrespect. That's cool, but I'm only interested in what you're doing with Bitcoin. You want to be honest. I'm not here to pretend at whatsoever. All right. So let's get to the Bitcoin part. All right. What it means for Bitcoin, for corporations, for BFC members and observers. This development reflects the growing global standardization of capital tools for Bitcoin native companies. The ATM structure commonly used in U.S. equity markets has now been adapted for European Bitcoin treasury growth. It offers several key advantages, really. Let's see. It says precise timing. Capital can be deployed when conditions are favorable, avoiding the drawbacks of lump sum raises. Next one, BTC per share focus. This program is explicitly designed to increase the number of Bitcoins per share on a fully diluted basis, aligning shareholder and treasury value. Next one up. Strategy flexibility. Instead of relying on traditional fundraising windows, the blockchain group now has continuous access to growth. Then there's another site. They actually provide a lot of information. It's actually quite interesting. A treasury engine, not just a treasury. The blockchain group has been steadily transforming itself from a digital services company into a full-fledged Bitcoin treasury company. This 300 million euro program turns that transformation into a capital engine, one that can convert equity into Bitcoin consistently, responsively, and with strategic intent. All right, so there is a lot going on, obviously. You know, it's funny. I have another article. Can we squeeze this one in? Or should I just post it in the members only section? You know what? Nope, we're going to squeeze it in. Why not? I feel like it. I'm thinking it. Might as well do it, right? So this article is titled, Why Cardano Founder Hoskinson is Predicting a $1 million Bitcoin price by 2030. Now listen, we've heard a lot of these $1 million prices now. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to $1 million. I don't think I'm going to be around to see that. Like, be around in Bitcoin. Wait a minute. Be around in Bitcoin. I mean, not in life. What in the, are you good? You okay? That's what I meant in Bitcoin. Listen, I'm satisfied with let's see. I don't think it's far-fetched for Bitcoin to go to $250,000, maybe even $300,000, and maybe the next 2 years. I don't think that's far-fetched at all, and I'm satisfied with that. I'm very serious. I'm satisfied with that. Now, when it starts hovering around 150K to 200K, I'm eyeballing Bitcoin very, very hard. It might be time to get rid of some of you, buddy. It might be time for some of you Bitcoins to get sold. I'm just saying, not financial advice. It's just my humble opinion. But let's read this little tidbit. But what I do take from this is that there must be a major catalyst that we don't know about. I'm looking at the numbers from that some of the nations could potentially pour into Bitcoin over the years. One, I'm looking at the companies. Two, and I do a lot of deep research that I really don't bring to the channel like I used to. But I still have that here. And I say to myself, wait a minute. There has to be something we're not seeing that they know that they're privy to that's making them all come out with $1 million Bitcoin prediction. Now, once again, it doesn't mean Bitcoin is going there, but it may indicate that there is an unknown variable that could be very powerful that they're seeing to make them say this. All right, so listen, we're not going to dive deep into that one there. I think that's self-explanatory if you want to look into that article. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.